Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Untapped Podcast. My name is Jacob Gable.
And my name is Jacob Wirtz. Guys, welcome to episode 167 of the Untapped Podcast. If this is your first time joining us, first of all, thank you. We are thrilled to have you here with us. We actually have 5 main formats of our show. So first, we have Forging Fortitude episodes. Now, in these episodes, we cover the mental side of our brand. We go over our anecdotal experiences with things like mindset and mentality. We then pass on tips and advice to you guys to then apply to your own lives. Next, we have physical vitality episodes. Now, in these episodes, we cover the physical side of our brand. So in these ones, we really get to showcase our expertise because you have 2 certified personal trainers here. Now, in these ones, we cover everything to do with what we offer through our fully custom Untapped training app. So if you have any questions or curiosities about what we can offer, please get a hold of us. We are more than willing and able to help you get the results that you want. Now, we also cover everything to do with the gym, nutrition, workouts, mental toughness programs like 75 Hard. We also cover supplements. And then at times, we will take trending articles or topics within the fitness industry and give our thoughts and opinions on those. Now, guys, these physical vitality episodes are full of free game. So make sure you pay attention.
Love it, bro. On to our third format, guys. That is our breaking news format. It is a current event-based format. We touch on current events, current articles going on in today's world. Now, a lot of the content you see around current event stuff is very doom and gloom, very sad, so to speak. We add a solution-based aspect to our episodes. We bring awareness, and then we bring solutions to those issues, so to speak. Now, on to our fourth format. That is our Knights Table format. It is a masculinity-based format. We touch on things like toxic masculinity, if it's real, what it is, fatherhood, the impact it's had on all of our lives in here, and then male-based topics in general, and how important men are to the future of not only this country, the United States, but also the world. Now, keep in mind, I'm 26, Wirtz is 26, or excuse me, I'm 27. Wow, never mind. Well, yeah, anyways, I'm 27, Wirtz is 26, and then Mitchell, our producer, is 25. Because of that reason, we are not coming to you as some all put together perfect man. The only perfect man to ever walk this earth is Jesus Christ. Now, on to our fifth format. That is our guest format. We sit down with entrepreneurs, fitness professionals, athletes, doctors, anybody who brings you value or has a great story to tell. We're going to learn a lot from these episodes. You guys, in turn, will also learn a lot from these episodes. Now, our last thing to introduce is our producer and my brother, Mitchell Gable.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah.
You know, I want to get your guys' thoughts on something here. Mitch, you might have seen this. Gable, I wouldn't have expected you to see this, but did you see? Oh, that's not a roast by any means.
I'm just laughing. Yeah.
Did you see the thing that came out where people have now played Call of Duty longer than the Earth's time span?
I did see that, actually.
Did you?
No, I did.
Yeah.
Kind of impressive.
Yeah. So the total amount of time that people have played Call of Duty, all Call of Duties put together, is now greater than the Earth's time span.
Yet they're still buns, probably.
What? At the game?
Like,
Well, of
like
course.
us, yeah.
Whoa. Hey.
Like Mitch and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy there, pal.
I've actually never played with you, so I don't even know if you're good or not.
I'm good.
For all we know, you're butt cheeks.
I'm not butt
Yeah.
cheeks.
He's mid.
For those you OGs.
Doesn't know how to work Red Dead at all either.
No.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. For those of you that are OG Call of Duty players,
He's basically Micah.
back to the original MW3. Let's just
OG.
say I got to an elite clan. So, for those of you that know what that means, you know I'm legit.
That might have been the dumbest thing that's ever been said on this podcast.
Bro, that was like, what, 7th grade, 8th grade maybe?
You know, that is so funny, though, because video games really are like, I know we've talked about why they're so popular. It's because young men have nothing to conquer anymore. Like, at least they feel like they don't.
Sure.
You know, we obviously feel like we do have other stuff to conquer still. But it's like most young men don't think they have any like goals or anything to accomplish.
Sure.
You know, you're not going off to fight wars anymore, actually. So it's like, oh, this video game that allows me to do that is a great way to let this out. You know what I mean? Which is, I have always thought it was an interesting take. I don't know where I first saw that, but I think it's very true.
Well, and there's aspects of some games too that allow creativity to, be enhanced and things like that.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I still do enjoy playing video games. Do I sometimes play too often? Probably, yeah. But but I still enjoy playing them. I get enjoyment out of them, and they're entertaining for me. And so I don't have any hate. Now, there are plenty of people that abuse that,
Yep.
you know, and do exactly what you're talking about, or not do exactly what you're talking about, rather.
That was me. That was part of the reason why I enjoyed it too much, and then I would also just get too angry at it. That's why I stopped playing. Yeah, when I was 15 or 16, I think it was. Yeah.
But anyway, I just had to share that interesting fact. I thought that was pretty wild, actually.
It
Pretty
is.
wild stat.
Yeah.
You know,
Which again, who knows if the world's actually as old?
of
Everybody
course
says it is, but that's not the point.
Of
you know,
course. Yes.
Hmm.
But anyway, guys, we have another physical vitality episode for you, and this is kind of another list type episode in a way. We're not necessarily ranking anything. We certainly could, and that could be another episode, because I know, or we know, that a lot of you guys do enjoy actually the list or the ranking episodes just as much as we actually enjoy doing those as well, because we get to rank things and then give our reasons why, and we believe those reasons are pretty solid.
Mhm.
You know, and backed by trial and error, backed by fact, sometimes by science, or what have you. But this is more us just giving some top examples of fitness investments, whether they're ones that we have or do invest in, ones that we look to invest in the future, or whatever else, you know? And so just kind of some of our top fitness investments for what we believe to help you get results and help you stay on track and things like that.
Yeah.
And there's so many. I mean, there's so many different types of fitness investments. Some are very gimmicky and some are very legitimate, you know, and you know, there's some of these that we're going to go over here that people could argue one way or the other. You know, we believe them to be useful, and that's the reason why we continue to invest in them or have invested in them. But I think at least to lead it off, let's talk home gyms.
Mhm.
Home gyms.
Yep. First starting point for sure.
Yeah.
And basically, I would say we break down like probably 3 pieces of equipment that would be necessary for a home gym.
Mhm.
And then also just in general, if you should have home gym access of some sort.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I would argue yes
Mhm.
to that 100%, that you should have some sort of setup
Sure.
in some way. Right now, on my end of things, all I have is dumbbells, some kettlebells, and sandbags of
Yeah.
some sort. And from GoRuck or Freedom Strength, that type of stuff. And that's pretty much my setup at
Shout
home
out
gym.
those two companies, by
Shout
the
out
way.
those two companies. Great companies.
Yes.
Um,
Well, and first and foremost, Mitch, actually, I want you to chime in on this because I think you're going to 100% agree with me. First and foremost, the number one piece of equipment you should have at home are shake weights.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. What do you think, Mitch?
I know. Well, Mitch, I mean, you're an avid shake weight user. And so
Avid.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's on the daily with the shake weight, you know? And so
Is that right?
I want you to talk on your experience with the shake weights.
I use those little things that people put on the couch for old people and they just pedal really quickly. That's what I use.
While you're doing the shake weight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you get the big or little shake weights?
Well, the large ones, because then it's cardio at the same time. You know, your legs are moving and your arms are moving at the same time, you know?
Is that right?
Is large always better?
I'd say average gets the job done.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, that's that's a good take from our outside
Yep.
reporter there.
Yep.
On shake weights, yep.
So back to our regularly scheduled content here. There you have your reasons to get the shake weights.
Agreed. But actually, though, like if we were to list like 3 real home gym stuff, probably one of them, it's going to depend on space. Like if you, let's imagine if you have a small amount of space, stuff like the dumbbells and kettlebells are very easy to store.
Sure.
If you have a good amount, a good spread, like let's say you pick weights you can do. In my case, I have 40s and 60s in dumbbells and like 53s and 70s in kettlebells, essentially.
Yeah.
And that does a good job for me.
Sure.
Because I can just pop out a workout real quick and it's heavy enough to where, you know, I still get a little bit of load aspect to it.
Right.
But then I also don't overdo it or underdo it either on that workout, so to speak.
Which that's actually a very key point. The underdoing it.
Yeah, because that can be very possible.
100%.
Very, very possible.
Yes.
And I posted a bunch of home gym workouts on my page and whatnot before if you guys want to scroll back to those at all. But that's a good starting point if you have a small amount of space. Now, if you have enough space, something like a squat rack of some sort would actually be really good, even if it's like a half rack or whatever.
Yeah.
And then a piece of cardio equipment you like. You know, it could be a rower, it could be a bike, it could be a treadmill, whatever, skier, whatever it is. I would say pick one piece of cardio equipment you like and start with that. And then the rack would be my other one. 3, I mean, that's probably challenging, but like probably have a good barbell setup of some sort somewhere. You know, whether it's you don't necessarily have to have a platform. If you don't have a platform, have bumper plates. I'd recommend for
Definitely.
sure. And then go from there. And again, that's going to depend on space, but that's why I offered the idea of the dumbbells and kettlebells and the sandbags because I don't have a ton of space to work with right now. So like that works really well for me on my end.
So space, I definitely agree with you. That's probably number one factor. Just as equal to that is budget, for sure. Because if you're trying to build out a pristine, everything you could want type of home gym, like it's going to cost you a pretty penny. You know, and there's a trade-off, you know, are you willing to spend X amount of dollars to have everything you could possibly want with room to expand, to not have to drive to a gym or pay for a gym membership or be around other people, things like that. If that is a trade-off you're willing to take on and you can afford, then by all means, do it. You know, what could be better than just walking downstairs or walking out into your garage or your external building or something and having a fully built out gym with everything you need? I mean, that's awesome.
It's the best.
You know,
that's what we'll have in the future.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah.
Exactly. Because the convenience of that is unmatched.
Yep.
You know, back to the rack point. Again, same thing. If you have the space, the ceiling height mainly,
Right.
but if you have the space and the budget to get a full rack with, you know, I'm talking, you obviously can put a bar on it. You've got J hooks or safety bars. You know, maybe it comes with a bench. You've got the pull-up bar and or handles at the top. Like we're talking a full rack. It's got pegs for the weights to go on. Full rack, great. Do it. A potentially cheaper, still just as good and still just as useful, but a potential cheaper and space saver. Wow, I'm like saying all kinds of combinations of words that are hard to say. Would be a combo rack. So what powerlifting competitions use. So it's very minimal space that it takes up. You can raise the bars to squat under it. You can lower them to bench under it. And then obviously, you know, you can just take the bar off to deadlift, for example. So combo racks can be a good option as well. If you're just looking for a place to be able to bench at home or squat at home and still use a barbell without taking up as much space as a full cage, essentially, or a full rack, because as awesome as they are, they take up a lot of space.
They do.
And they're heavy too, you know, so you have to be mindful if you're not in the basement or on the ground, you have to be mindful of what's under you, you know, especially if you're going to be dropping weights, which I would hope you'd be smarter than that. So that could be a good option, a combo rack. Typically they're cheaper than a full squat rack.
Wall attachment rack would be good too.
Wall attachment rack could be great.
Like if you can peel it off the wall.
100%.
That's a great space saver.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
easy that way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rogue has a lot of those.
Yes.
They're very commonly known for that. Yeah.
Another good thing to get if you're just starting out to build a home gym, flooring. Now, you could go straight to the very nice rubber flooring. You know, you could cut out a one big piece of whatever the space is to cover, you know, half your garage or your whole garage or half your basement or whatever it is. What do they call that? Horse stall mats?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
So there's that, which is just like the typical rubber floor. You could also get like the old school foam, like big puzzle pieces essentially that we all had like in our elementary school gyms and stuff like that. That would work, you know, maybe not literally just as good, but it would work just as good.
It would suffice.
It would
For
suffice.
the moment being
100%. If you drop a dumbbell, it's not cracking your floor.
And if you go on Facebook Marketplace too, horse stall mats are actually very inexpensive.
For sure.
Honestly.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
Very reasonably priced. Pull-up bars are reasonably priced. Dumbbells are reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Kettlebell, all of it. All this equipment we're talking about, like it's an investment you can make.
For sure.
Hypothetically.
And again, can you justify the purchase?
Yep.
More often than not, yes, you can.
And there's a lot of people that don't use any of their home gyms or use gyms in general. That's the thing. If you're not somebody who is building a routine or at least has a routine or will follow that routine, it's probably not worth it.
Correct.
Like there are plenty of people that sell equipment. You know, they told themselves during COVID they were going to work out, you know, when they were locked in their house or whatever.
Right.
And they did it 2 times and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then they sold that equipment for cheaper.
Right.
A year later or whatever.
Or they did use it during COVID and now they just go to the gym.
Yep.
So they have all this stuff just sitting there collecting dust.
Yep.
You know, so for sure.
Especially for parents, home gym's an option that you should be considering.
Definitely.
Yeah, because it's just easier if you can pop out and get a workout in, then pop back in.
For sure.
It's just so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. Next is gym memberships, which I think pretty much speaks for itself. You know, I don't know that we have to go too in depth on this because most people are going to understand the positives to investing in a gym membership. You know, I think things that factor into this obviously cost, but how far away is it from home or wherever you might be going or coming from?
Home or work. Yeah.
Home or work, typically, yeah, those two factors matter. I have a couple different gym memberships right now. One is because it's super close to home. So, I mean, I'm talking literally like a 4-minute drive from home. So, on the days that I don't feel like going to the gym, I know I need to. It's like, well, I have this option. You know, is it the state-of-the-art top gym that Missouri has ever seen? No. But can it get the job done? Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And then I have a separate one at the new Coalition gym down in Chesterfield, which, guys, if you have not gone and checked out Coalition, it is freaking badass. I mean, it's awesome. For the days that I can and have the time and am able to, I go down there because it's got everything I could possibly want, you know, and it's great aesthetics. It's a good crowd. It's never too busy. It's never too slow. It's an awesome gym. I'm extremely happy to be going there.
Yep.
So that's for me. You know, I have a close to home one on those days where it's like, man, it'd be real easy just to get off work and not do anything, you know. And on those days, another investment, which maybe this kind of goes into what we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, but I have some equipment at home. I have stuff from GoRuck as well, and I have my weighted vest. So it's like, okay, maybe I'm not going to the gym today, but I could still throw the vest on and go for a 3-mile ruck or a 2-mile ruck or whatever.
100%.
You know, obviously running would be an option at home, but that doesn't really fit here. So anyway, gym memberships for me, all around positive.
Yep. And I think if you have one option and that's it for gym membership, you're not going to get two, like what Wirtz has, guys. Sure. I would recommend that you stick with one that's at least within 10 minutes of your place.
Yeah.
Of your home or your work. You know, as long, like that way you can stick close and then just have it and you know you can do it each day you need to.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
Now, if you can go with two, that's a great option because you can pop down to a place like Coalition and see a sick gym. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or if there's, you know, one you're only going to visit, there's a lot of gyms now like Coalition that are doing like certain smaller membership packages to where like you only have a certain amount of visits a month. If you have a gym like that you only can make it to like 3 times a month or whatever, and then there's a package they have like that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's a great way to do it. But so yeah, with gym memberships, keep it close. 100%.
Definitely.
If you have that one option, that's it. Because it'll just make it so much easier. There's also, by the way, with gym memberships, the social aspect. That's the beauty of it. If you're not somebody who only wants to work out at home, you actually want to talk to people, which highly recommended, I would say. I mean, honestly, to be truthful, you and I are going to have gym memberships even whenever we have our home gyms built out in the future.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Down the road. Like we're going to have home gyms for sure, but we'll still have that social aspect and go to the gym because of the fact that human interaction is important.
Yeah.
And gym's a very easy way to get that.
And most of the time, you're going to meet some really cool people.
100%.
You know, with very similar interests and things like that.
The investment on gym membership should be yes, basically.
100%.
Like that's a pretty easy one for sure.
Yeah. Not to mention all the physical training positives.
100%.
Which we've covered for years.
Covered for how long? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Third point, hiking and parks. And I also would include walkability of your neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Of this.
Yeah.
Your neighborhood or neighborhoods or places next to you as well.
Again, could be work. Also, close to work.
Could be work, 100%. You know, and we even saw it this weekend over Mitchell's bachelor party where we were in Bentonville, and that is also the HQ of Walmart, for those of you who don't know. They have like trails and health and fitnesses built out for their employees at work. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that is probably going to be a big trend for companies to have that be a normal thing.
Absolutely.
Built out around their plazas
Campuses
or their HQs, you know, whatever it is. So that's also a good option. Like if your work has walking areas around it, that's a great option too.
Yeah. Or a lot of you know, bigger corporate type businesses will have a gym inside their building. You know, and we're not just talking like the First Form and S2s, but like they'll have it built out. You know, it doesn't have to be the size of
corporate
Walmart.
Training's a real thing. Yeah, they'll have like 20 employees pop out for a group class or whatever. Yep. That's a niche market, so to speak. But yeah, hiking parks is good. I would recommend, again, for the people in like states like Texas and whatnot, where it literally takes an hour to drive around the cities and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, which is
to go 10 miles.
Insane to me.
Yeah.
You know, in the case of St. Louis, it's different for us because St. Louis, just to clarify, guys, you can be living closer to like within 10 minutes of the city, but also you can be within 15 to 20 minutes of good parks. and good hiking and stuff like that too.
And sometimes it's not even that much.
Sometimes not even that far.
I mean, honestly, dude, on that point, most places here in St. Louis, even out into like St. Charles, O'Fallon, Wentzville, Washington, these places that are further from literal St. Louis, there's a good chance you are within 10 minutes of a park, of a trail, of a hiking spot.
Yep.
You may just not even realize it. There's plenty around me that like we keep discovering these little ones, kind of in our shared area here. And it's like, I didn't even know that existed. But like, let's go.
It's great.
Or you have a big park, like for those of you in St. Louis, a Castlewood or Rockwood's Reservation, those types of things where, there's 10 plus trails inside of one park.
Exactly.
So you could go there every single day of the week and be at a different one and see different scenery and, different hills and different challenges.
Yeah, if you can, I would definitely recommend, obviously that's going to depend on housing costs and stuff like that too, but I would definitely recommend moving to an area where you're within 10 minutes of hiking. And then you would also have a walkable neighborhood either near you or in your neighborhood as well.
For sure.
Safety is obviously a big thing. Like if you're not making enough money to be in an area that has safety, like step on the gas income wise there big time. Because like that's an important one. You have to be in a good area like that, especially for those of you starting families and stuff like that too. But walkability is huge because the thing is, if you can pop out your front door and go for a 30-minute walk and have no problem with that, that's such an easy way to maintain fitness.
Dude, it's a game changer.
It's unbelievable. So that has to be a guaranteed yes that you can be able to do that. And then the hiking is huge because it gives you like a travel, so to speak, in quotations option. That you can work with. You know what I mean? That you can go and be like, oh my gosh, like I felt like I just kind of hiked to see this cool view, but it's only 10 minutes from my house or whatnot in the case of Castlewood for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a cool thing. And that's just, again, all that is it's fitness accessibility. Like you're giving yourself the accessibility to already be there. That's why like people around the St. Louis County, St. Charles County area, there's not really an excuse to not be active.
Yeah.
Like both of those areas have options.
Sure.
Well,
and shoot, what was the point I was going to have just now? I don't remember now, but I do have a separate one on that note with St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Franklin County. There's also lakes everywhere, and a lot of them will have a path around them. Actually, boom, there's my point. So not that, but those are always cool. Like, lake loops and things like that, always fun, typically really scenic. Some, the loop might be a mile, or half a mile. So you got to walk around it, 2-3 times. You have a really solid amount of distance covered.
Yep.
Another one is if you are near schools. You and I are both very close to schools with tracks, specifically high schools. So they will have a full-size track that's in good condition, turf field, even if it's not a turf field, because I know plenty of schools don't have turf fields. But if you are close to a school that you could walk to or drive to and, it's a 10-minute drive or something, that's another great option for these things that we're talking about here as far as just walking or running or rucking. These things that don't require huge investments or monthly investments like the home gym stuff or the gym memberships. So fitness can also be free or extremely cheap. Maybe you go on Amazon and buy a 40-pound vest for $50. That's a one-time $50 and you can use that. I've had my vest literally from Amazon, probably like 4 or 5 years now.
I mean, I think it's been 4 years at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've used the exact same one. Are there ones that I would like to get, like a Go Rock or something like that? Sure. But this one works great. It's in great condition. It's plenty heavy, even after 4 years or however long it's been, in the hundreds of rucks that I've done. It still does a fantastic job, So yes, schools are another good option. Knowing what parks, what hiking spots, what walking paths might be near. I've talked about before, that's something I'm super grateful though, is my neighborhood and then the neighborhoods that are connected to mine all have very great walkability, as you've kept saying here. And that's awesome. I know not every single neighborhood is going to have that, but it feels like there's a million paths off of these neighborhoods, and yeah, some you might have to walk 2 miles to get to a new path, but you just covered 2 miles and now you're at a new path for even more. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I highly recommend for anybody like actually taking their fitness seriously, just be close to that type of stuff.
Mhm.
Like have some sort of walkability or ease of access to fitness in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, like it can be literally free or a few dollars.
Yeah, right.
Essentially
Right,
at this point
right.
in time. You know, if there's like a park that requires a ticket access or something like
Yeah.
that, it's probably $5 to $10 or
Sure,
whatever.
sure.
You know, I think that's actually a point that is, if you want to really maintain any cardiovascular fitness or like family fitness, that's a really easy way to do it. Like
Yeah.
hiking, parks, walkability of neighborhoods, that's just like the king of
Mhm.
that. It's like the upper echelon of where you're talking about really maintaining your steps and your cardiovascular
Mhm.
fitness is the way to do that.
Yeah. And if you're
Um,
moving to a new area, like look into those things.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be your number one decider, but it should certainly factor in.
Again, if you're living in a city or close to a city or whatnot, and you're really choked in, like in a place like Houston or Dallas would be or whatnot, it's going to make things more difficult. Like no matter how you phrase it, it's going to make your access to that stuff much more difficult
Yeah.
and less enjoyable. And again, if that's your thing, sure, but I can't say I would ever sit around and be happy in a place like that.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. Like,
Well, but even in those places, because even think about New York City,
Mhm.
there's still Central Park. You know what I mean? You can still get walking in there.
New York City is also well known for NYPD's presence and also the walkability of it too,
Yeah,
to a certain degree.
sure.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, in St. Louis, we got Forest Park. It's
Uh-huh.
huge. It's huge.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, no, I think that's a great point there. Okay. To wrap these points up, let's talk about devices. Some different devices. We could even include apps into this as well, because a lot of times those are connected. I think first and foremost, you know, we both have Garmin's on our wrists here. Actually, all three of us do. But rather than just talking Garmin, even though we would all agree that probably top dog,
The GOAT.
you know,
Yeah.
right. You're not a real fitness goer if you don't wear a Garmin.
You don't actually take care of your health unless you wear a Garmin.
Correct. Apple Watch is out. Garmin is in.
Guys, they need to cut us a check if we're going to be talking like that.
Yeah,
about them.
right,
My
right.
goodness. Yeah.
I know not. Maybe you just didn't get paid.
Wow, that'd be crazy. That'd be insane.
Mitch and I over here, we're sitting pretty.
Yeah, sweet.
But let's generalize it a little bit and just talk about like smartwatches and things like that. You and I, we've been wearers of smartwatches for however long, a lot of years. And I personally, and I think you'll agree, see a lot of benefit in wearing them. Now, yes, we could get into the conversation of this one's more accurate than this one. That's not what the point is here. We're just talking, again, in general here.
If there's a use to them in general. Yeah.
If there's a use to them, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great explanation of it. Yes, I do believe there is. We do believe there is. Otherwise, we wouldn't spend the money on them and
Mhm.
care about wearing them and things like that. You know, the aside from telling time, getting the notifications that you want to get, you know, right to your wrist, putting all of those aside, the fact that you're able to track, let's start with runs. That's an easy one because tracking distance, tracking time, pace, heart rate. Again, we're not talking about this one's more accurate than this one. Even though that actually could be a really good episode for us, which we did talk some about that in our Fit City vlog, which is on
Yep.
YouTube. So go and talk about that. We did some roasting of the Apple Watch.
Yeah,
in that.
right.
We
Yeah,
were very
did.
pro Garmin
Yeah.
in that. That might have been actually like just after I got my Garmin.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because up until this year, I was an Apple Watch wearer. You know, and then I was like, you know, I should probably start taking my fitness a little bit serious. So, so you know, for runs, like all of those things are necessary things to track, and it's much easier to track on your wrist on something that is actively tracking than like trying to do it on your phone somehow. You know, I'm not someone that likes to hold my phone while I run. Like it's a little bit weird to me that people do that. I get it, I guess, because sometimes in your pocket it's like flopping around.
Yeah.
That's why when I run, I only wear shorts that zip up
Yep.
on the pockets and or have that, you know, like liner pocket.
That
for,
liner
for
pocket's
dudes.
a game changer.
It is.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And
Yeah.
I actually do think those are effective. I know some people disagree with that and it's like, oh, it's uncomfortable. It's like, why are you thinking about that while you're running? You know, like think about something else.
Everything's already uncomfortable.
Yeah,
when you're
exactly.
running. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, tracking your workouts. You know, with the Garmin, we're able to track our individual sets and the weight used and things like that. That's a really cool feature. Is that a game changer? Maybe not. I mean, there's apps that do that for you as well. or you could write it in a notebook or something. But it's convenient, and it'll track my rest. It'll track my working time. I think that's awesome. I enjoy that aspect.
Yep.
I use that feature, you know. Tracking walks would be the same points as tracking a run.
Yeah, tracking steps, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, step check's a massive one because
It
the
is.
fact that if you can actually have an idea of if you got that 8 to 10,000 steps, it gives you a goal to match every single day too.
100%.
That's awesome. Like if you can have a literal goal setter on your wrist,
Mm-hmm.
yep, that's pretty good. Now
Yeah.
again, it can become an obsessive thing for some people, 100%.
Sure.
To a certain degree, but I mean, obsessing about how active you are is not really one of the things I'd be as highly concerned about as many other obsessions
Correct.
would be. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I wouldn't worry too much about that. And like you're saying, it's just the ease of use aspect. That's what devices are in this scenario. Like they do add that. There, I mean, again, there's when it comes to why we're Garmin too. I mean, we're not going to talk about ranking them, but like there has been concerns about Apple Watches on wrists for some people and whatnot, and uses of that. And my thing about my device too is like, yeah, I can see a text go through on here. You know, depending on who I have on off do not disturb and stuff like that, I can see it come through on here, but I can't respond to it because it's not a touch screen or anything like that. I actually like that a lot.
Sure.
Because I don't really want to have that access to be like, oh, I can pull up my Apple Watch, respond right now and do that because it's just more connection in that manner. This is a very unconnected form of connection.
It is.
You know, it's just fitness, and that's pretty much it for it that aspect. Okay, you get a call coming through, it'll go through on your watch. Cool.
Yeah.
You get a text from somebody important. Cool. It'll go through that way too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's great. But you can come into the section of too much connection through the watch.
Oh,
too.
of course.
Like how much?
course.
It's the same thing as like the Meta goggles and whatnot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that. You know, some people would be like, well, that gives you access to like fitness through virtual aspects or whatnot. It's like, okay, at what point in time do you just like immerse yourself in this technology world where it surrounds everything you do and whatnot, and it's this inhuman, very weird thing at some point in time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and Whoop's actually good with that too, as we talk about other brands. Like Whoop is really good with that as well. Whoop's also very well known to be an accurate use as well. Like if you're talking, what do they call it? Their strain.
Yeah.
When they track their strain with Whoop, that's a very accurate thing to tell you, okay, this. But as we talked about in a YouTube exclusive, I think it was 13 maybe, we talked about the aspect of how if your Whoop is telling you or your Garmin's telling you, okay, you're too tired, that doesn't necessarily mean you should not work out. Like it's you should take a rest day today.
Right.
Like, okay, like yes, to a degree, but also exercise, even if you're tired, is still very beneficial for you. So,
and I think I might have actually said this in that exclusive as well. When I see those, because that's actually another very positive thing on the Garmin side of things, is the app is extremely user friendly.
very.
And you can customize it however you want to see what you want, and I love that. I really do. It also seamlessly connects with MyFitnessPal, which I'll get to in a second here. The sleep score thing, the way I use it, rather than should I work out, yes or no, it's more like, okay, the sleep score was low, the rest was low. Today might be kind of a hard day, to get through it. Again, I'm very active all day with work, just like you are. So it's like, all right, today might be a little bit of a grind. When it comes time, this afternoon to get to the gym or get a workout in or a run in, like just have an understanding, like it might take a little bit more mental fortitude to get through this. Okay, before the workout, I might need to throw down a quick little Nature Valley bar or so, like some quick carbs or something to kind of get something into the system along with the pre-workout or along with the Ultraformance or something like that.
Right.
Put a little extra food down where normally I wouldn't want to do that before workout because that's just like a personal preference, not eating a ton before workout. MyFitnessPal, I think, fits into this or something like that.
First Form app has that type of stuff.
First Form app has it as well. I'm a huge advocate for MyFitnessPal, very much so. I use it every day. I'm coming up on 2,000 straight days of tracking food, which is kind of insane.
Wild.
I'm actually getting very close, but I do think, and I know there's arguments both ways here, and that's actually something you and I kind of think a little bit differently on as far as the tracking food.
Not even necessarily thinking differently on it.
Yeah, and not that you're anti it. I'm more like, yes, you should do it every day. Because in my experience, it's been extremely helpful to know exactly what I'm eating every day. I do not see that as a form of eating disorder, like some people try to claim, which I think is a ridiculous thing. I think it's just another way to perpetuate your problem of stuffing your face with too much shit and justifying it. Oh, I'm not going to track it because then I'll have an unhealthy relationship with food. Shut up. You're 450 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, your opinion literally doesn't matter.
You're also already have an unhealthy relationship with food, and that's
exactly. You're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Like, quit shoving your face.
Yep.
Like, lay off the donuts, lay off the hot dogs. I hate that crowd.
Yeah. Well, again, it's that the whole eating disorder thing is just, that's where people will think about like technology. They'll try to argue the negatives of it equal eating disorder out of this type of stuff with apps and whatnot.
Right. And
it's just not true, because it's just detail. Like if you're talking about nowadays, it is extremely easy to overeat, and tracking your calories is a great way to offset that.
Yeah.
The food we eat nowadays, especially in the United States, is very, very low satiety. Most of it is stuff that you could eat and not feel full at all after you eat it. So it perpetuates that. Because BioLane put out one of a study that was out recently where Americans actually eat around like 3,700 calories a day. The average American does, and they exercise about 20 minutes a week.
Yeah.
That's not going to do it.
Right.
That's going to put you in a massive calorie surplus for most people at that point in time. Massive.
Right.
And you're going to put on a lot of weight, no matter who you are.
And listen, guys like you and me, 3,700 is fine. It's easy.
Yeah.
Like most days, I'm actually right around that. Sometimes I'm a little below. Sometimes I'm a little bit over. But
especially with you doing high rocks training right now.
Well, yeah, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But also like most days by the end of the day, I'm at or over 14,000 steps. Sometimes, give or take some.
Especially when you do for work,
both ends of that. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Just to give you guys the exact number. Today, so July 23rd, is 1,974 straight days.
Awesome.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
That's another cool feature.
It's just discipline, dude. There's nothing eating disorder about that at all.
No.
Like I personally, like, that's the thing. For me, it works really well not always tracking calories and whatnot. It works great, and I can maintain my weight at that. That's awesome. But for a lot of people, they really could use calorie tracking.
Definitely.
In my personal opinion. They really could use that getting rid of that roadblock in their head and thinking it's like an evil thing.
I think another reason why people fight it or don't want to do food tracking is because they're scared to see what they're actually intaking.
Yeah, they don't want to see it.
Which, like, to be fair on that point, there are plenty of days where I don't want to put in all the food I ate, or if there's a day or a night where I drank some, like
or beer,
I don't want to put it in because I'm scared to see 4,500 or 5,000 or something. Like, it happens.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it's like, no, I'm going to do this.
Damn,
like,
you're fat, bro.
Yeah,
4,500 to 5,000.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Yeah. I can hear fat words behind me, whispering.
Yeah, he's on your shoulder. Yeah, you have to kick him off sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's definitely on the shoulder. But so I think that's part of the argument against it as well. It's like they will not admit that, but that's a big part of the reason, because they're scared to see, because they know that they're a part of that crowd that's only working out 20 minutes a week. Like, bro, if you just worked out 20 minutes a day, you could literally increase your calories.
Put you in a different spot there.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and again, it's this concept that we've talked about many times in episodes, to where most people nowadays are very scared of the personal responsibility aspect.
Yeah.
They're very scared of the self-awareness aspect, because it really does tell you and paint a picture.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, everybody knows. Like we've talked about, we're talking 100 years ago and before, your daily habits were just good daily habits. You would eat the right amount of food no matter who you were, pretty much. You would exercise because of the work you did. It wasn't even exercise 100 plus years ago. It was just like, that was what you did. You moved all the time.
Yeah.
So it was built in. Now our human instincts are telling us like, oh, like you need to take care of your health nowadays. And it's really easy not to. And so, and naturally humans, we crave comfort. So you crave not seeing those numbers on the MyFitnessPal or whatnot, because of the fact that it tells you a picture like, oh, I actually am messing up,
Mhm.
which is a very hard realization for a lot of people to come
It
to.
is.
Like, it's the same concept as like coming to the realization, oh, I'm a shitty parent.
Yeah.
Something like that. Oh, because like now my kid's 16 and is a horrible person, you know,
Right.
or whatever, that type
Sure.
of thing. It'd be the same realization as that, except you're doing it with your eating
Mhm.
in this scenario.
Yeah.
So,
No, exactly. I can't think of any other devices or apps on that note. By the way, I do not pay for MyFitnessPal. Like the free version does everything I want to.
100%.
Sometimes you just have to like create your own food. Like if you
Mhm.
go to a restaurant or something like that, like just go on their website, look up the nutrition
Yeah.
info, and create a custom food.
Well, it's also why you and I offer cheap options too with our training as well.
Yeah.
Because with our training, like if you have cheap options, like, and somebody only needs a little bit of a helping hand,
Yeah.
then we can give them a program to do, and then we can give them personalized programming to do if necessary for a very cheap price compared to what one-on-one in-person would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's the same concept. Like you're
Definitely.
offering a cheap option with tracking food. Like that's a very cheap option because all you're doing is pulling up the app. They're putting ads on there. They're
Mhm.
making money off that. And then you're tracking your food.
Yep.
And that's basically it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty simple idea. Just like all we're doing is uploading workouts for somebody that taking their goals in and giving them advice and going from there.
Yeah.
That's why it's cheap for us, you know, same concept. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, at the end of all of our non-guest episodes of Money Mitch over here will ask us a Q&A question that's submitted by you guys, the listeners or the viewers. Now, we have a few different ways that we would like you guys to submit these questions to us. Number one, you can DM them to us on Instagram at untapped.llp. You can DM them to us individually, or you can text them to us if you have our numbers. You can email them to us. Our email is extricationfitness@gmail.com. Now, it's a little bit of a mouthful, we know, so there is an email button in our Instagram bio and our Facebook bio. But again, that is extricationfitness@gmail.com, so the old name of the company. Now, the final way is you can leave them in the comments on any of our social media posts. So we are very active on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and YouTube Shorts, and also we are on X. So you can leave them in the comments on any of our posts there. All of these questions get sent over to Money Mitch, and then he will picks one out that pertains to the topic of the episode, or of a past episode, or sometimes they are funny. So on that note, these questions can be about anything. Okay, it can be health and fitness related for sure. We love those ones. They can be about a current event. They can be funny. We love the funny ones. But basically, guys, they can be about anything. So again, they get sent over to Money Mitch, and then he does his thing.
Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat mayonnaise?
Okay, well, speaking of funny, spaghetti for hair or sweat mayonnaise?
Oh,
I mean, I'm going to be honest, this is a super easy one for me. I do not enjoy mayonnaise. I don't want it on anything.
see,
I
I enjoy mayonnaise,
I-
and I can't imagine sweating it.
I will not order mayo on anything. I don't want mayo packets near my food. I don't want a mayo squeeze bottle thing by my food. I don't even want it within a 10-foot radius of me. So,
It sounds like you're racist.
of course, therefore, give me all the spaghetti for hair. All of it.
Would it be like very flowing spaghetti for hair though? Like, is this part of the question?
Yeah, are we talking like my leg hair would be spaghetti also? Or like what do we
That's actually
Yeah,
Oh wow.
your whole
yeah,
body.
That adds a different.
Hmm.
Nah.
Now, if I wear
now the length is proportional,
Okay.
obviously.
Okay.
So like
That'd be
Jacob's
so weird messing with. Oh,
so like
gosh.
Jacob's hair would be a full head of spaghetti, like the longer noodles. You and I, we would just have little tiny.
Little spikes.
Yeah.
Interesting. That could
And
be a style.
Would I still have the bald spot?
That would be like if someone is spinning their fork, you know?
Yes,
yes,
And
yeah.
They put a spoon there, right there. And, yeah.
Wow. So can I eat the spaghetti?
I mean, yeah, technically you can eat your hair. It'll still grow back too.
Ugh.
But this hair tastes good and has nutritious value.
I mean, sure.
Well, that's accurate.
You're gonna be loaded up on carbs everywhere you go.
Yeah, well,
Because that's the thing.
true.
You're either like if you're sweating, like that's basically like okay, go for a run and then make a sandwich with the mayo you just sweated.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's such a mess though, the mayo. I mean, it's everywhere. You know?
Yeah,
like,
because like how much are we secreting here, Mitchell?
I mean, if you're a sweaty dude, you're gonna be sweating a lot of mayo. I mean,
Oh,
what do
man.
you want me to say?
I feel like you're gonna clog the shower drain.
Yeah, I'd have to be ready to go with the sandwich after if I'm going to do this. Yeah. No, you wouldn't clog the shower drain because you would, again, just use it on the sandwich.
Bruh. This is why we don't ask questions, because he takes it too far over here.
I just.
Oh,
Final question regarding this spaghetti.
Sammy
here.
J was experiencing that this weekend.
Sam likes mayo.
It's so nasty. Like, why
What
is
do
it
you
white?
mean by that?
I don't know what you mean.
All right, you two, focus here. All right, focus.
Yeah, focus.
The spaghetti.
Is your decision.
Is the red sauce getting all over like the clothes I wear and stuff? Like, am I just permanently stained?
Ugh.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a good answer.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, regardless, I hate mayo. And like again,
I
if
probably,
it's-
even on my end, I like mayo on my sandwiches and my food and stuff like that. But like, I would still stick with spaghetti in this scenario.
yeah,
Because like literally secreting mayo like sounds like hell on earth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like I'm the guy. Like if there's a bottle of mayo within 10 feet of me, like I'm throwing grenades at it.
Huh.
I
Seem-
don't want it.
That seems like a disproportional response.
Well, you know, don't keep mayo around me.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
then-
pour it on your head next
and
time
then-
we're eating dinner together. Yeah.
Squeeze
Ma'am,
bottle.
can you bring some mayo for this guy? Like that at a restaurant. Next time we're at a restaurant
Gosh.
together, that's what I'll say.
And you know, there's people out there too that ask for like extra mayo on their sandwich, and it's not enough. So then they add more.
Oof.
What even is mayo? What's it made out of?
Oh, that's a good
Raw egg is part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raw, and milk's involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought
So
so.
it's just scrambled eggs.
I've never really like looked in. I'll be
My
honest, I've never
God.
looked in the scrambled eggs.
Now,
That's crazy.
normal mayo.
I mean, that's raw eggs and milk.
normal mayo that you
Yeah.
probably buy from the store is so processed, and you know.
Dude, what do you mean? All the food in our stores is all natural.
Yeah, I sorry, I don't know what I'm talking
Cheez-Its
about.
grow on trees.
Yeah, we honestly have the same quality of food as Europe does,
Well, obviously.
Most
especially
definitely.
Italy. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Different topic.
Yeah, that could be another physical vitality episode. Honestly,
Yeah.
about our food quality.
Yeah. So next time you guys see us, we're gonna have spaghetti all over us.
'Cause
Mitch,
now
what's
now
your
we have to
answer?
Take on that.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spaghetti
100%.
beard.
See, that's funny.
That is
That's
funny.
that's kind of a meme.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Wow.
you have like an Ian Smith beard, it's like just this huge amount of spaghetti hanging
That
down.
would look
Yeah.
kind of sick.
Yeah.
That would
That
be.
would look cool.
That
Yeah.
would look cool.
Mhm.
We should tell him to do that.
Shave his beard and put spaghetti on his face. Make a lot of sense there. He'd be like, okay, you guys are done.
Wow.
Yeah. What
Okay.
a question.
Well, speaking of funny questions, that was definitely one of them.
Yeah, the idea
Keep those
of
coming, guys.
sweating mayo. Oh, that is a gross idea.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mayo in general.
Well, then again, you don't have technically the body odor that comes along with sweat in this scenario, I would imagine too. You know?
Yeah, but
like
like-
you said. Yeah.
But like mayo that's just like been there a while, you know that doesn't smell good. If it's milk and eggs, like bro, think about
Yeah, and you
rotten
are,
milk.
and again, like we're following the principles here. Like it would make sense. It's mayo.
Yeah.
It acts just like mayo does. It can rot.
All
Yeah.
right, you guys have to let us know. Would
Yes.
you pick all of your hair to be replaced by spaghetti or sweat mayo?
Mhm.
What are you picking? Let us know. All right, guys, that is episode 167. As always, please remember to share the show, share it to Instagram stories, text around to your friends and family. If you are a YouTube watcher, take a picture of your screen, take a screenshot of your screen, and then post those to your Instagram stories. Those things are free, and it helps us tremendously. So, guys, continue sharing the show, continue showing that love. And until next time, peace and love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Spaghetti for the win, baby.
Spaghetti.
Got too little time, I'm